Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum dear students, hope you all are fine. My name is Sumaira and in this video we will discuss the summer vacation task for class pre-9th. In this video we will discuss the worksheet number 5, 6 and 7. You have to solve the MCQs portion on the provided worksheet and after that you have short questions. First of all, we are going to discuss worksheet number 5. The first short question is, give any 3 uses of computer in school library. The first use is access to a large amount of information and to user wherever they are and whenever they need it. Access to primary information sources and user-friendly interface, advanced search and retrieval, integration with the other digital libraries that will be very helpful for the users. Our second question is differentiate between RAM and ROM. RAM basically stands for random access memory and ROM stands for read-only memory. As the name suggests that read-only memory means the data in this memory will be only readable. You cannot change that data. Whereas when we are talking about RAM, it is called volatile memory because when you turn off the computer, the data in all the data in this memory will lost. And when we are talking about ROM, which is read-only memory, it is also called non-volatile memory because when the computer is turned off, it will not lose its content or its data. There are 3 different types of ROM. These are PROM, EPROM and double EPROM. PROM stands for programmable read-only memory, EPROM stands for erasable programmable read-only memory and double EPROM stands for electronically erasable programmable read-only memory. Okay, now we are going to discuss our third short question. What are the tasks performed by operating system? It loads programs into memory and execute them. It controls the operations of input, output and storage devices. It manages files and folders, and the main or important tasks that are performed by operating system is that it allows to create password to protect computers from unauthorized use. It also detects hardware failure and displays a message to fix them. Okay, our next question is differentiate between system software and application software. So what is basically system software? It is a collection of computer programs which make the use of computer easy and efficient, and highly experienced computer programmers developed system software, whereas when we are talking about application software, these are designed for special purpose such as creating a letter or a presentation or managing a database. And the common types of system software are operating system, utility program, device driver and language processor, whereas application software have different types like business software, productivity software, education software, entertainment software, etc. Now our next question is define operating system. What basically operating system is? It is a system software that is responsible for the management and coordination of all the activities performed by the computer. Operating system is basically the interface between the computer user and the computer. If there is no operating system, the computer user will not able to know how he or she is going to use the computer easily. Now we are going to discuss the short questions of our worksheet number 6. Our first short question is compare first and third generation computers. We have already discussed this question in our previous videos. We are just going to touch the basic concept of first and third generation computer and what's the basic difference. The first generation computer used vacuum tubes, whereas third generation computer used IC chips, semiconductor chips, and vacuum tubes were used in the very past and they burnt out very often and they were huge in size, taking up entire room. They were not reliable as compared to semiconductor chips or IC chips, whereas when you are talking about third generation computers, so these are not costly, very high speed performance, and they use input output devices and many different languages. That's why third generation computers are more better as compared to first generation computers. Now next our question is, what will happen if storage devices are removed from a computer? Storage devices are basically the core function and fundamental component of the computer. The purpose of memory device is to store the information and for the information retrieval, and if the storage devices is removed from the computer, then it will not possible to store the information and information retrieval. That's why storage devices are very important and core function of a computer. Now next question is, define fourth generation computers with example. In this generation of computer, LSI large scale integration and VLSI very large scale integration chips having millions of transistors were developed, which are called microprocessor. What basically the microprocessor is, it is a single chip that can handle all the processing of a computer. Now what are the characteristics of the fourth generation computer? Microprocessor was developed, which resulted in the development of microcomputers. Fourth generation computers are very fast, have large storage capacity and used advanced input output devices. Large variety of software is available for use in a microcomputer. Operating system having graphical user interface was developed in this generation. These computers supports thousands of users at the same time, and it also supports modern programming languages such as Visual Basic, C++, Java and Python. And the examples of microprocessors are dual core, Core 2 Duo, Core i3, i5 and i7. And the examples of fourth generation computers are IBM ThinkPad series, HP Pavilion series and Dell Inspiron series. And after that we have our next question, what is the role of computer in education? Basically the computer plays a very important role in education. Many programs are available for the students to learn the subjects of physics, maths, chemistry, biology. Multimedia software makes the process of learning interactive and interesting. It combines text, graphics, sound and video for effective learning. And internet has enormous information on a wide variety of subjects. Student can refer to internet to find information on any topic. After that we have our next short question, differentiate between analog and digital computers. We have discussed this question in our previous videos. Analog computers represents and process data by measuring quantities such as voltage and current, whereas the digital computers works with digit, and everything in a digital computer is represented with the binary digits 0 and 1. Now we are going to discuss a worksheet number 7, and our first short question is, give any three objectives of operating system. The main objective of operating system are convenience and efficiency. It makes the computer more convenient to use. It allows computer resources such as CPU, memory, input output devices and internet to be used in an efficient manner. It can be viewed as a resource manager. Now our next short question, question number 2, what difficulties a student may face if he or she is not familiar with the operating system of a computer? If a student is not familiar with the operating system of a computer, then he or she will face many difficulties, basically because computer user must know how to give commands to the computer to operate it properly. The computer user must know the basic knowledge about operating system. It teaches the user how to use the operating system to run program and manages files and folders. Without basic knowledge about operating system, a computer is useless. You won't be able to operate that computer, and the student may face difficulties of the steps involved in the installation of operating system, like office automation software or antivirus software program in a computer. Therefore a student must familiar with the operating system of a computer. Our next short question is, name two operating systems which are used in modern mobile phones. In modern mobile phones we are using Android and iPhone OS, iOS. Our next short question, question number 4, differentiate between CLI and GUI. Both are the interfaces that we can face while we are working with the computer. CLI stands for command line interface whereas GUI stands for graphical user interface. कमांड लाइन इंटरफेस के अंदर आपको कमांड्स को याद रखना पड़ता है और आपकी जो भी इंटरफेस होता है वो आपकी स्क्रीन के ऊपर सिर्फ कमांड्स होती हैं, आपको किसी किस्म का कोई आइकन, कोई मेन्यू, कोई पॉइंटर नज़र नहीं आता स्क्रीन के ऊपर। इसलिए CLI इंटरफेस के साथ काम करना बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है, स्पेशली उन यूज़र्स के लिए जिनको कंप्यूटर की इतनी नॉलेज नहीं होती। जब हम बात करते हैं GUI या ग्राफिकल यूज़र इंटरफेस की, तो बेसिकली इसको यूज़र्स के लिए ही डिज़ाइन किया गया है ताकि यूज़र्स के लिए कम्युनिकेट करना बहुत इजी हो जाए कंप्यूटर के साथ कि उसको काम कैसे करना है। दे डोंट नीड एनी प्रोफेशनल स्किल्स फॉर यूजिंग GUI. You can use different icons, your pointer to select menus, to select the option of your choice. So that's why GUI is more better and easy to learn and use as compared to CLI or command line interface. Now our next short question is, what is meant by input output management? Input output management is the process of control the operations of all the input output devices that are attached to the computer. आप जो है जब आप कम्युनिकेट करते हो कंप्यूटर के साथ तो आप इनपुट आउटपुट डिवाइसेस यूज़ करते हो, जस्ट लाइक कीबोर्ड, माउस, मॉनिटर, प्रिंटर एक्सेट्रा। तो इन डिवाइसेस को बेसिकली मैनेज करना जो होता है वो ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम की ड्यूटी होती है। ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम इनपुट आउटपुट कंट्रोलर्स को यूज़ करता है ताकि वो मैनेज कर सके आपके सारे इनपुट आउटपुट डिवाइसेस के ऑपरेशंस को।